Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. So, tonight we have a terrible story. I will put a trigger warning out. This story does involve adoption, just a lot of things going on with the Huxley situation and Myka and James Stauffer. Now, if you're new to my channel, I do want to give you a heads up. I have 2 dogs, so if you see the tripod shake, or here they come now as we speak. But if you don't know, the Stauffer family has numerous channels. Their main channel that this really kind of started progressing on was the Stauffer Life. Unfortunately, and I'm kind of glad, all the videos have been taken down on this channel, and they have the Stauffer Garage, which is the husband's James's channel, and then Myka has her channel. Let's see here. Myka started a channel called Myka Stauffer. So just about 3 weeks ago, we've got a picture of Myka in a bathing suit, what I eat in a day to stay healthy. We've got my 6 a.m. morning routine, healthy and stay-at-home version, Myka Stauffer, cleaning, etc. All these videos, she looks very happy. Real baby nighttime routine 2020, and that is 2 weeks ago, and it is hitting at almost 3,000k views. So they have done very extremely well with their YouTube career, and they are like a family channel. Personally, myself, I'm not into the family channels. There's a couple decent ones that I've seen out there. The Carl and Ginger vlogs, it's a family channel. But I really think that, when children are young, it gives them a view of, well, I can just do YouTube to make money. They associate, subscribers and views as popularity. And I think that kind of, just really tarnishes. It's like they see numbers and they say, I can do YouTube for money. And unfortunately, I'm a small channel. This video is not monetized. Not everybody's going to make it big on YouTube. And, that can affect children when, they see some channels, with millions and millions of followers. What is it? The Ryan's Toys. He's a young child that has millions of dollars. So, it's kind of wishy-washy to me. There's nothing wrong with toy reviews and things like that. But when I was a child, I took a bucket out and a shovel and went to play in the creek. I, would collect rocks, etc. So, to me, it's just kind of tarnishing their childhood and what, is the popular thing to do. You got everybody, not everybody's going to be JoJo Siwa or Ryan's Toy Reviews. And that can be detrimental to a kid when, they think they're going to make it big and they don't see, me. Every subscriber is a person to me. It's just not a number. There's many people. I know I'm a small channel, but they're people to me. It's just not another number. And I hate channels that's like, they just view their viewers as numbers and a paycheck. So, anyways, with that note, let's get started. I've been researching this for days. We've got tons to go through. So, if you're new to my channel, go ahead and grab yourself something to drink, a little snack, pull up a blanket, because this is going to be a long one, and we've got a lot to cover. Now, I'm going to try and keep it I guess I could say, as less as possible, trying to, talk about the little boy, but there are instances that we are going to have to talk a little about the little boy with this case. So, my name is Kaya. Thank you so much for joining me, and let's get into it. So, the Stauffer family had I guess a lot of people have talked about them, and people coming at their past is they always had kind of like a view of they wanted the next get-rich scheme. They wanted quick cash and fast money. To each their own, there's nothing wrong with that, but basically what I'm saying here is a lot of people that knew Myka and James said that Myka was always looking for the almighty dollar. This was kind of her dream, to make it big on YouTube and live, the lavish lifestyle. So, basically what I've gathered of what Myka did is she researched the algorithm of YouTube. What thumbnails do people click? What, what channels do the best? Her and James have dibbled around with, trying to do the vegan thing, trying to do the plant-based. When that didn't seem to do good, people noticed that James, was in McDonald's drive-thru. She did like a chef thing where she was kind of doing this like, I don't know if it was like the Pampered Chef or something like that, but basically she was always on to the next thing, trying to do the next fad or the next get-rich scheme. So, she also would dumpster dive at Ulta and, things like that, sell on eBay, Poshmark. There's completely nothing wrong with that. I've resold things myself too and have done wholesale. That's not what I'm saying is, but we're just kind of really trying to dig into her past a little bit. That's why I'm bringing this up. So, your girl does wholesale. I've sold things. You guys know I do, but we're just kind of digging here a little bit in her past to kind of brighten the horizons here before how we got to this point. So, basically, Myka was a nurse. Myka was a nurse only for less than a year. She proclaimed herself as this nurse. Now, this is all alleged. Let me get that out here first. These are all alleged facts that I have gathered, so everything in this video is alleged, but these are things that I have did research and gathered. Myka had a previous child from a previous relationship and then met James over the internet. James was from Florida. Myka was from Ohio. Well, I grew up in Ohio. That's kind of wild why this story really hit hard to me, because I'm like, wow, I'm from Ohio. So when they were talking about the area, I was like, that's up by the Capitol. I know exactly where that's at. Anyway, so long story short, Myka meets James. They hook up. They link up. James was like a engineer making decent money from what friends, family, neighbors, people that have came out now that this story has arose. So, they meet up, they link up, and then they move to Indiana and buy a nice little house. Nothing wrong with the house, just a nice house. Very clean, pristine from what I've seen the photos out there. Beautiful, typical family house. Better than, what I've got. So, nothing was wrong with their prior house. So, I guess that wasn't good enough for Myka, what people, friends, family, neighbors were saying, that she always wanted something bigger, better, was off into the next thing, and was always searching for the next biggest, best thing. So, they moved to Indiana. Myka is a nurse at the time. And I'm not quite for sure if this is from Ohio or Indiana, but Myka ended up getting into an altercation with a pregnant co-worker, and basically the hospital said, hey, you're written up. This is all alleged. Just let me say here, this is all alleged. This is your last warning. If you have any altercations with any more co-workers or anything in the hospital, you will be fired. You will no longer work here. So, long story short, Myka basically only was a nurse for so long, didn't renew her license, etc., but always made it to. There was also notes of her mentioning that James was a doctor. Many people have said that they think that Myka is a narcissist. They had allegedly bought numerous pets, dogs, and things, would keep them for a couple months, rehome them, and that's kind of where, things are kind of, we're getting into the history here of where things get interesting. So, they were always getting these dogs and these pets, and they would rehome them. That is one thing. If anybody knows me, and you've been with me for a while, my dogs are my absolute, I don't have kids, so they're like my little people. They're like my children. My dogs are everything to me. I mean, if you're new to my channel, check around. I got plenty of dog videos. I just had a dog birthday party. But anyways, to me, they're like little creatures. Let's just say hi to my creature right quick. But, these dogs, I absolutely love them. This is my Frenchie Simon, if you're new. Say hello, Simon. Okay, buddy, we got to put you down. We got a lot to do. Usually I do a drink of the day and a snack of the day, so that's kind of why he's looking at my desk. But with this video, it's just not really appropriate, so we'll do that. I do a lot of hauls just everywhere, hence the word Kaya Simon's Life if you're new. So that's kind of where everything comes into play. You know, hauls, etc., reviews, channel reviews, news, tea, drama, everything in between. Anyways, so I really felt it. The situation with the child, and we're about to get into that, kind of reminded me of that, because I've known people in my past that, you know, will get kittens, they'll get puppies, and then it's like, oh, they're grown up, or they're making a mess, you know, we got to get rid of them. And, you know, once that, you know, dogs and cats and creatures, I don't care if you have a lizard, a ferret, turtle, whatever it is you may have, those little creatures get attached to you. So that was kind of a red flag there for me, that when the dogs were, you know, getting bought, getting rehomed, I was like, oh no, you know, that's a red flag for me that, you know, like I said, once they grow up, they're not cute anymore, or they make a mess, you know, they tear up your favorite shoe, whatever the case may be, but you just don't rehome them. They're like anything else, they need trained. So that was a red flag to me. I was like, oh no, not, you know, I don't know. So, Myka had 3 children and decided to adopt a little boy from China. Now, Myka at the time had 4,000 subscribers at the time. This is how the channel started taking off. So, they would do different fundraisers, different things to, you know, gain this channel momentum and financially help with getting the little boy over here, such as fundraising the trip. And they would do puzzle pieces even before they had the child, and they were exploiting this child even before they had him. You know, so, excuse me. So, even before they had this child, they were doing a thing on their channel where each week, you know, when a certain amount or when they got to a certain point, it would reveal, and it was a picture of the little boy, and it was puzzle pieces, and it would reveal a part of the picture. That, to me, is just kind of, first off, somebody's not a game. You're showing this child that, if I haven't mentioned yet, I don't think I have. The boy was a special needs boy, and they knew that off rip. Myka also mentions, I've done some research, like I said, when I get on here, I do research all this. I just don't come on here and say, okay, you know, I seen this is what it is. I do research this for days, pull everything together, as you can see here, and then, you know, I go from there. So, out of Myka's own words, she says that the doctor was explaining to her, you know, special needs children, they're a lot of work. You know, you have other children, and she herself specifically says, and I don't know if the video is still available, but in her own words, the doctor's words went one ear and out the other. I didn't care, I just wanted him. So, everybody's trying to tell her, you know, hey, the little boy, it's a foreign child, you've got the language barrier, he's autistic, he already has communication issues, you know, are you going to be able to handle this? Yes, 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 yes. And that was Myka's thing when she was shopping for a child, in her own words, used the word shopping. First off, it's not a bag, it's not a purse, it's not a blanket. This is a living being human here. This is a little boy. So, Myka says basically when they first met the child that he ran away from her. And it showed a video. I filmed one at the time. And some of the videos are getting hard to find. I guess she's really not too happy. And the family has hired a lawyer. And they're not too happy with what is coming out. Well, you know what? It's freedom of speech out here. And this video is of the fair use. So, I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, so the little boy ran away from her. Well, of course, what did she expect? You know, this boy's been on a long flight, or excuse me, he's probably traveled on a flight, because they did go to China. But maybe he had a long car ride, who knows, etc. But, you know, it's somebody strange. He was with a foster family that I guess he really did good with. And you could see in the video that, you know, he did run away. Sorry, my dog has its ball. If it gets too loud, I will take it and grab him something that doesn't make noise. Anyways, the child basically, she was like, and there's a video of James saying, oh, well, he's having a hard time bonding with us, etc. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I do apologize. Let me get him a toy here that doesn't make noise. And 1 second. I do apologize. Here, buddy. Let's get you something else, bud. Here, buddy. Here you go. Sorry, guys. I had to get him one of his soft plushies. He's got those waggle balls that waggle around. Oh, no. Now he grabs something that squeaks. Good God. Anyways, so James has a video out, and he's saying, you know, he's really having a hard time bonding with us. Well, A, he's an artistic child, and B, he's in a new environment. What do you expect? I mean, everybody, you know, has to be comfortable. Oh, my gosh, you guys, I apologize. Everyone has to be comfortable where they're at. I think they just had... Oh, hold on, guys. I apologize. Sign me. I love you, buddy, but let's get your ginger man. Here, let's get your ginger man. No, let's get something else. Sorry, guys. I apologize. Okay. So, basically, they just were saying that the child was having a hard time. Go on, guys. Go. I love you, too. Go. Go on. That the child was having a hard time bonding with them, etc. So I think in their eyes that they wanted this child to basically have paint like a pretty picture. Do you know what I mean? We have a very nice house, etc. They wanted to be that filming family. Back to the algorithm. So, a lot of people said that they've always wanted to be YouTube famous. Myka would study the algorithm, I just mentioned this a little bit ago, of the thumbnails, what different things. So, she would research the Christian family channels. A lot of people mentioned that that was kind of trying to be her niche as they would dig around to try and see what channels they could fit in and where they could get the most money. So they would review like the Christian channels, try to do like the homeschooling, like some of the other channels. That didn't work. She ended up sending them to a public school. And basically she would follow and go through the algorithm to see what was getting the most views, what was getting the most money. She wanted to, sorry guys, I've got my window open, but they wanted to really, like, paint this, you know, we've got a beautiful house, we've got beautiful kids, we've got, you know, the picturesque life. Nobody, guys, everybody knows that. Every family has issues. You know, there is a thing here talking about, let me get to my page here, that Myka put a thing out on social media. Hold on, guys, I have so many notes, it is just crazy. Basically that Huxley would stare at them. Hold on a sec, guys. I have so much here. Huxley would stare at them while they ate. Her exact words were, "It drives my husband, James, bonkers. Does anybody know?" Hold on, I have it exactly written down, but I have so many notes here. Okay, well, I have so many notes here. Basically saying that Huxley would watch them eat and it just drove them crazy and drove, out of her own words, her husband bonkers. First and foremost, I have a friend that has an artistic son that has many different things. I mean, there's been doctors even say we don't even quite know what he is. So, when I was growing up, I was about 19, 20, probably maybe 18, just around that time frame. I wasn't even 21 yet. And I had went through a bad time. It's not about me, but we're just going to get into a little bit of my backstory and living with a child of special needs. So, my friend had a son anyways. I had never physically lived in a household with a child with special needs. So anyways, I had fell on some hard times. My house got broken into. Basically, this family took me in. I had nowhere to go at the time. I'm a recovering drug addict. At the time, I was going through a lot. So basically, this lady was my friend, my aunt's friend, and my aunt ended up dying of a drug overdose. That's a whole nother story for another day we can get into. But long story short, I had nowhere to go, and this family took me in. Only knew me through my aunt, spent a little bit of time with me, and this lady literally took me in. My house had got robbed. My aunt was psychotic. She stole all the money I had, stole all my clothes, jewelry, etc. So I was basically left with nothing. I got off work one day and came home, and the whole house was moved out, literally. So my aunt's friend said, you know, come over here. I said, are you sure? You've got a child, you've got a daughter, you've got a son. She had 3 kids total, and her youngest at the time was about 4 years old. That's kind of what I'm getting into this. I'll make it quick. I just want to give you a little bit of my background. So I said, are you sure? You know, yes, come over, come, you know. I said, I don't have any money. You know, I had a job at the time, but I didn't have any money. I didn't have anything to offer this family. I mean, this was a woman with 3 kids, had a son that was artistic, and numerous other things. I mean, the little boy drove the van at 5 years old, drove it and backed it up and down the driveway. We would have to lock up his medicine in a safe, and he would try to find the key. This kid was so amazingly smart at his age that it was beyond. I mean, I would have to hide my purse. I would have to hide my makeup. I mean, there's nothing, long story short, that this little boy would not get into. But he was just the amazing, sweetest kid in the world. He took on to me like no other. What I'm getting at is basically this little boy, still to this day, I still talk to this family. This kid absolutely worships the ground I walk on. He is like a brother to me, and there's nothing I wouldn't do for this child. He is the most loving, funny, characteristic. I mean, this child, when he is somewhere, he lights up the whole room. I mean, he's just an amazing child, but they're a lot of work, honestly. He was a lot of work. Like I said, I mean, I would have to hide my makeup. I would have to hide my purse. We would have to lock his medicine up in a safe. He was a finicky eater. It's just, honestly, with living with her, that's kind of what, you know, brought me to this is you really have to be prepared if you're taking on a special needs child. And what I'm saying is here, I don't think with the lifestyle that Myka was trying to paint this pretty perfect vlogging family channel, that Huxley wasn't, he wasn't cooperating. He was not cooperating with the filming. There's a couple times that I don't appreciate this, and I think this is way out of league. She said, oh, he's having a meltdown. See, you guys, this is why I don't show Huxley all the time on my channel, because he's having a meltdown. You don't show that, and you don't monetize this little guy on the internet. This child never, ever should have been monetized on the internet. And he is the reason why they have all this money, why they have fancy cars. She has a, talking about, let's get on to the next thing here. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place, but I mean, there's literally so much to the story. So, as she's got a $6,300 Cartier watch on, she says in her own words that, this is a video I came across, that $500 is way too much a month for Huxley's counseling. I found a place that's $70 a minute. Gives away a Louis Vuitton fanny pack on Instagram. But Huxley's counseling at $500 a month is too much. There are instances where she says that things were not covered by insurance. I know many people, like I said, a lot of people say that insurance is covered for autism counseling. It's covered, you know, for the testing, etc. They want to try to get a grasp on things. It's cheaper while they're younger versus letting things go when they're an adult down the road. So basically, I think that Myka just, you know, money, money, money. We need money for this. And people felt bad. This is the crazy thing, guys, that is wild to me. This channel has only lost 2,000 subscribers. 2000. Stauffer Garage has lost really nothing. Now, it takes two people to adopt a child. It's like Myka's getting all the brunt and the backlash, and James is just sitting over here playing it cool while Stauffer Garage isn't losing any subscribers. You guys, I've said this before. Anybody can paint a perfect picture. I always use the metaphor, I've got a hologram rainbow unicorn in my backyard. Anybody can tell you anything. They can paint this lifestyle on YouTube, but subscribers and viewers are how they have built this fancy lifestyle. Now, let's rein it back a little bit. Sorry, you guys. I know I'm everywhere, but this story is just, it's everywhere. There's so much coming out. So, they come to Ohio. They get a $700,000 mansion. Not only is the mansion not good enough, they renovated the home. But, now mind you, we can't get Huxley $500 counseling a month. He's got to have $70 30-minute counseling. We've got our $6,300 Cartier watch, a Benz, a Range Rover, and the list just goes on and on and on and on. Now, this is where the story also gets interesting. In 2018, Myka was shopping around, using the word shopping again, for another special needs child. But Huxley was too much. In her own words, Huxley, a 3.5, 4-year-old, Huxley wanted to be rehomed. Huxley wanted, let me rewind that back for you guys. Huxley wanted to be rehomed. I don't know about you guys, but I just said that I spent years living with a child with special needs. There's no way, even a child not with special needs, is of the stature to tell you that they want to be rehomed. First off, Huxley couldn't even really talk and communicate. So how was he going to tell you he wanted to be rehomed? That was Myka's exact words in the video. Huxley wanted this 100%. You guys, get the heck out of Dodge. Huxley wanted this 100%, Myka says herself. Now, moving on. So, Myka has another new baby. So Huxley was too much, but now we've got another new baby. What I think, folks, is I've mentioned it twice now. Huxley wasn't cooperating. Huxley didn't fit into the perfect lifestyle. She would make Huxley eat with no clothes on because she said he's messy. He makes, was out of her words, a video that I came across. He's messy. He's ruined all of his clothes and makes a mess. Well, for God's sakes, you have a $70,000 mansion. Get him some play clothes. Pick a couple outfits that can be his eating clothes. Get a bib. Get something. It's just mind-blowing, you guys. Like I said to me, that this little boy wasn't cooperative. He didn't fit into her fancy lifestyle, what she wanted to progress into the world. And then it's funny to me, the video will just show it right quick. We're not going to show the whole thing because I know she is gunning for channels. But, Myka, my friend, this video is a fair use, my love. So, this video has excuse me, you guys. I'm trying to talk fast, so this isn't a million hours long, but you guys know every time I say that, it always is. As of today, this video has 4.7 million views. Let's take a gander at this. In January, I forgot, let's just hold on, let's run a couple things here, and I want to make sure I get over some of my notes here. Yeah, talked about she wanted to be like a religious channel, friends and family. I'm going to just go over my notes right quick here and let me make sure I've covered everything. And, studied the algorithm using different channels to study to see what made money. Met James online, the new baby. Oh, wait a minute here. I forgot about this. So, her biological daughter sucked her thumb. But when Huxley sucked his thumb, she duct taped his hand and put one of those fake little plastic hands duct taped. First off, the boy is artistic. Second off, I am not artistic and I'm not a child, but can you imagine the way it looked? If you guys look around, there's pictures out there. The hand was taped like this, and it was the thick plastic silver duct tape. The little boy already is going through enough. Excuse me, I'm sweating, you guys. This video had me heated. The little boy's already going through enough. So you duct tape his hand? But yet, there's many, many videos where her own child, her own daughter, is sucking her thumb and no duct tape on her hands. Let's go a couple through these notes and then we will get... Huxley, again, was never surrendered to the state of Ohio. He was never surrendered to CPS, which means she, excuse me, privately picked where Huxley's at. Now, I guess the state of Ohio, Delaware County, Franklin County, has tried to make sure Huxley's okay, but they're not. Obviously, he's a minor. He is, you know, they really can't put information, but they seem to say that he's okay. Does anybody know exactly where he's at? No, we don't, but they seem to say that he's okay. Sorry, guys, there's so many more, so much more things here that I wanted to, oh, she said the medical professionals told her to give him to a new home. Now, I really don't know if I see a doctor saying that. They could have possibly mentioned maybe he needs to go to a different home if you can't take care of him, but that's really not the way she worded it. Sorry guys, like I said, I want to make sure that I really, a lot of people too, I forgot to mention this, a lot of the old neighbors say that James did everything. James would mow the yard, James would do the grocery shopping, James was always out in the front yard after he worked a full shift, he was always out front with the kids playing when he got home, that James pretty much held down the fort while working this engineering job before they hit it big on YouTube. Yeah, vacation in Bali. So this is when people started noticing in January that Huxley wasn't around. This was another thing. They were talking about in the beginning, fostering a child. I guess there's a law against fostering a child, and a child that is fostered to adopt cannot be photographed or be on social media. So therefore, that went, you know, across the things of her using, excuse me, my leg's asleep, of her using this child for her social media platforms and for her YouTube career. A lot of people mentioned this that knew them. Said that they always thought they were adopting for the wrong reasons. It was always a red flag to them that they were adopting for the YouTube channel. They weren't adopting for the kindness of their heart. Sorry guys, there's just so much. I'm like really trying to make sure I hit everything, you know, that I... yeah, like I said, in a bikini a week ago. Does that really seem like... in the video that we're going to watch, they called him... She still calls him her son. Lady, that's not your son. Her subscribers and followers are telling her she's a great mom, etc. BS. It's kind of crazy when you see, like I was getting to about the unicorn in my backyard. People paint this picture of what they want you to believe, and they can manipulate you into thinking this way. I really think that they did exploit this child. I do think that it was a cash grab, and to me it's just promoting that children with special needs and disabilities are just like a pet that you can pass on, is what is being promoted. What if one of her children were born with special needs? Would she have gave the child away? You know, it's like, now we've got this new baby. Huxley's gone. We went to Bali for a month. Time to move on. You know, never did she bring up Huxley, and that's what I wanted to mention too. Never did she bring up Huxley until people started asking where he is. Where's Huxley? We don't see pictures of him. We don't see him in your family vlogs. Where is he? And that is when, you know, I mentioned before, 2018, she was shopping for another child, she said. Asking again about another special needs child. Yeah. So, she would always, let me cover this and we'll get to the video. And, yeah, sorry, I'm just like, there's so much that I've researched. I'm like, so, she would always say that Huxley was biting. First off, that is something that artistic kids can have a characteristic of doing. There are pacifiers. There are chewing devices. You cannot, you know, it's like, Huxley's having another meltdown. Don't bite. Don't bite. That is why there's professional training, and you have to figure out ways to go through this. So she would say, do you want me to squeeze your arm? It's like, in my theory, was, you know, she squeezing him for comfort, or was that for discipline? Do you know what I mean? Do you want me to squeeze your arm? You know, is that comforting him? Or do you want me to squeeze your arm? Don't bite. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so much here. Okay, so we're going to get into the video here, and this is the last video, and I guess that lawyers told them to basically leave the situation alone. So this is she has deleted all comments of any negativity. Please do not go over there with the witch hunt. We don't need that. That's not what we're here for. We are just covering the story. Don't go over there and say Kaya Simon's life, Don't do that. We don't need that. We don't need any drama, guys, but I will keep my eye on this story. So, what I gathered, sorry, my dog is barking. What I gathered here is you see them, they have white sheets in the background, they're sitting on their bed, they both have a white t-shirt on. It's like they're really trying to paint white, you know, the godly color. They're just really trying to, you know, comfort and just kind of say, you know, this is what it is, this is what it was, you know, just kind of really draw the heartstrings and pull you back in. I know that she was sponsored by a lot of companies, Danimals, Playtex, a lot of companies are backing out. I really do apologize for my dog. Sugar Bear! I apologize. So, let's go ahead and get into this video, and I will show you what now. It does look like, to me, she's trying to cry, but you really don't see any tears. We've covered many channels like that, oh, I'm so sad, but hey, there's no tears. So, let me go ahead and cut the light, and we will get into the video. And, Sugar Bear, get up here, Lou. Look at Lou. Okay, guys, let's get into the video here and tell me what you guys think. This is the last video. This is her explaining what is going on with Huxley. I do apologize. I have always said this. I am a low-tech girl in a high-tech world, so I don't know how to do the little screen thing. So if you're new here, don't, you know, expect a bunch of fancy, you know, cuts and things like that. We just like to do the news stories. I don't do fancy editing. I just like to get down into the story. So, let's get to it, guys. This video is under the Fair Use Act of 1976. So, don't try and flag me or come for me. This video is a fair use. Alright, let's get into it.
So this is by far the hardest video James and I have ever publicly had to make. But before I get into the video, I did just want to say thank you to how amazing our viewers have been. We have some viewers who have been just like so incredibly kind and respectful of our son's privacy. I just want to say thank you, like that really.
First off, lady, he's not your son anymore. You done gave him away months ago. Huxley was not seen in Bali in January. We're in June here, campers, so he's not your son anymore, lady.
Really got me through some really hard times, and I just want to say thanks. Like, you have no idea what that means to me and some of the special
effort she's put into this and helping Huxley as much as she can. So, I mean, you guys have been part of this adoption journey even before, we picked up Huxley throughout the whole process. And, with international adoption, sometimes there's unknowns and things that are not transparent on files and things like that. And
like, you guys, she doesn't even look sad to me. She genuinely does not look sad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She doesn't look sad to me. It's like you kind of got this, and she's got her glasses on, got her hair curled. This does not look like somebody that is sad about giving a child up. It's like she's moved on, wasn't going to mention it till the viewers said something. I'm not buying it. Not buying what you're selling, lady.
Once Huxley came home, there was a lot more special needs that we weren't aware of.
Okay, so once Huxley came home... Oh, no, you guys. Hold on a second. Hold on. Sorry, I apologize. Okay, once Huxley came home, 2 years later, don't let me get the time frame. I don't know if it's 2 or 2.5 years. Once Huxley... So you kept him for 2.5 years, then decided to get rid of him. I could see maybe after a couple months, like, this isn't working out. After 2.5 years, there is pictures of him dressed up for Halloween, dressed up like a damn Starbucks barista. They acted like this child was a little freaking dress-up doll. So you let him get comfortable for 2.5 years, then you rehomed him. BS. BS.
There was a lot more special needs that we weren't aware of and that we were not told. So over the past few years, Huxley's been in numerous therapies to try to help him with all of his needs. And over the last year has been a more intense therapy that he's been in to try to help him as much as possible with his severe needs. And for us, it's been really hard hearing from the medical professionals a lot of their feedback and things that have been really upsetting for us, because
she looks real sad, don't she, guys?
This is not what we've ever wanted to hear. We've never wanted to be in this position, and we've been trying to get his needs met and help him out as much as possible. It's really hard, isn't it? We truly love him.
I don't see any tears. Do you guys?
There's not an ounce of our body that doesn't love Huxley with all of our being. There wasn't a minute that I didn't try our hardest. And I think what Jim's trying to say is that after multiple assessments, after multiple evaluations, numerous medical professionals have felt that he needed a different fit in his medical needs. He needed more.
We haven't made this video yet. It's because we've been trying to protect his privacy, his rights, and also just try to not mess up his future that was laid out in front of us. We're trying our best to make sure we don't...
So now you're worried about his privacy. Now, after you plastered him all over social media, now you're worried about his privacy. You showed his meltdowns. You showed you yelling at him. You duct tape his damn hands. But now we're worried about Huxley's privacy. Not buying what you're selling. This is manipulation at its finest, folks. Yes, it is.
Impact that at all by making this video.
And that's why, like, on Instagram and stuff, I've tried to, like, let you know as little as I could, but I couldn't tell you anymore because I didn't want to mess anything up with what's going on legally. And if I said something, was I going to mess up things for his future? And it's just been a really hard place to be in, like, because you're grieving. I want to share with you guys. Like, I know deep down inside.
On the beach, swimming it up in Bali, said it was the best trip she ever had. She don't know if she could ever top this trip, but okay, sure. You know what, you guys? I think this little boy, somebody needs to stand up for him. And every damn dollar, every video this little boy was in, somebody needs to make sure this little boy is set for life. That's what needs to happen.
That I don't have to say anything. Like, like, I don't have to say this, I don't have to, but I want to. Like, I want to tell you, you guys have been there for us for so much, and I want to fill you in on what's going on and what hard. Like, do I feel like a failure as a mom? Like, 500%. So when you get, like, insidious, hurtful comments, it just, like, really makes it hurt worse. It's not about me at all, but it's just, like, this journey has been, the last couple months have been, like, the hardest thing I could have ever imagined choosing to do, because ultimately, after pouring our guts and our heart into this little boy.
The reason why we can't go into detail of what actually transpired is because we're truly going to protect Huxley's privacy and not let people know what happened.
But yet this lady just had another kid, you guys. This woman just had a baby, and there was a joke about her having another baby. Get the flying shit out of Dodge.
But everything that went on
To make us make this decision, or to even come to medical professionals with the need to get more help. Anything that happened in the home that was hard for Hux, that's not fair for me to put out there publicly. That's his privacy.
But you
So
did.
I'm not gonna talk about that. That's not appropriate. Like, and that'll never be appropriate. I didn't adopt a little boy to share these things publicly.
You did.
I've gotten like a teeny like struggle or like a hardship when I was trying to be like really raw and real, but we haven't intentionally, like day one, intentionally, 95% of the struggles we have never publicly aired, ever, with pure intent of respecting his privacy, not to give you a fake facade or to be lack of transparency, but to respect our son's privacy. And this is all that we're okay with sharing. The reason we haven't updated you sooner is because the medical professionals, the agencies, multiple people have been allowing for Huxley to spend time with some different people to see and to make the perfect match and fit for his now new forever family. From the updates we've gotten from the agency and through the adoption agency, like, they were able to place him in what they felt was literally the perfect match. When we met, like Jimmy said earlier, when we got Hux, we didn't know a lot of these unknowns, and when agencies or adoption agencies
So you've had him for 2.5 years, but it's just now you don't, man, this you guys, it's not adding up. It's not adding up here. We're almost here, guys.
They have more pieces. It makes the matching process a little better, or a healthier match. And they found somebody that they felt would be ultimately the best fit, and he is thriving. He is very happy. He's doing really well, and his new mommy has medical professional training, and it is a very good fit.
And I ask everyone that, watches this video, that supports our family, give us grace, give us the support and the privacy that we need during this time for ourselves and for Huxley.
Please just respect his privacy, and just know that, like, we may come on socials, like,
Please respect his privacy. We've been doing puzzle pieces since day one, even before we got him, but guys, please respect his privacy.
For my channel, the reason I started my channel is to be positive and to bring people positivity, even though we're struggling, and that when we talk about Hux, it's a huge win for us. Just because I may be positive on my stories or be having fun, doing something fun, doesn't mean that I'm not, like, still horribly hurting. And the same for Jim. So, like, just please have grace with us, because even though we don't share that publicly, we are still struggling. I mean, we're going to be heartbroken for a very long time.
Absolutely.
So thank you for everything, and we just really appreciate all of your support and kindness.
All right, guys, what do you think? I think it was just, I don't know. All right, guys, let me know what you think. Sound off in the comments. Sorry, my eyes are adjusting back to light. I'm going to get off here. We are hitting long at this video. I do apologize, but there was so much to get in. I'm going to be keeping my eye on this story, so if anything else pops off along the way, I will keep you posted. My name is Kaya. If you're new, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, that would really help me out. Like I said, it's a little bit of everything. News, unboxing, bath, body works, American Eagle lifestyle plants in between dogs, pools, swimming, everything. So shoot me a thumbs up. Shoot me a thumbs down if you hated this video. Shoot me a thumbs up if you liked it, and let me know, what do you guys think about this and what do you guys feel. I will be keeping my eye on this. I love you guys. Have a great day, great night, depending when you're watching this, and Kai out.